Warning! Hiring the wrong contractor may be detrimental to your home. The home improvement industry is rated #1 for customer complaints by the Better Business Bureau.
That's why we're proud to be an A+ rated company here at Big State Remodeling. And you, the people of Amarillo, voted us the best of Amarillo 3 years in a row. Big State Remodeling, we have a window for every budget. Get on the web at bigstateremodeling.com and see our special offers, or come by our showroom here at 2800 Hobbs, or give us a call, 358-7419.
Hey, welcome back. We are in week 6 of the Pigskin here, having a good time.
Moving right along.
My name's Lance Lahnert. I'm the sports editor at the Globe News. This is John Mark Beilue.
Former sports editor, columnist now at the Globe News, and but we're talking high school football as usual right now. And Lance, I guess for this week anyway, finally the 5A's get going for real.
Finally, and then almost everybody's about to get real, except for Class 3A up here, which we only have 4 schools, so they're still a week off, I guess. But anyway, let's get into that real quick. District 2 5A, everybody took last week off, all primed for this get-go, and right out of the box, we have Amarillo High going down to Lubbock High, John Mark. One of the longest rivalries in the state of Texas is going on.
Right.
First time they played was 1916. I think they took trains or whatever. Putt used to tell us stories about that.
Right.
Wouldn't that have been? I think they ought to relive that once.
And I think it may be one of the longest winning streaks that a team has. I think it's like 1973 since Lubbock High beat Amarillo High, and they've played continuously since then, just about. So Amarillo High has quite a little streak. Mel Maxwell has to keep this one going, I guess.
Also, Tascosa is going on Thursday night. Lubbock Monterey's coming in. I think Tascosa has played a really strong non-district schedule. I really think they're ready to make a run in district.
Well, they're getting some people healthy with the open date. I think their good linebacker, Alejandro Magdalanes, is supposed to be back, as well as Hunter Higgins. They're one of their top offensive linemen. So being healthy, I think Coach Plunk said, is the #1 thing that they need to, and I think they've done that. So we'll see how they perform.
Right, yeah, they've done a really good job of, they're ready. They're ready. I think, we'll make the prediction right now. I think you're going to see Amarillo High 3-0, Tascosa 3-0,
well, you said
Halloween weekend.
You said that since the season started.
So
and wouldn't that be fun?
That would be cool. District title, all right.
Speaking of Tascosa, we got a nice little, it's a
replica of a poster.
Replica of a poster of Tascosa from the son of Catherine Smith, who went to Tascosa last year. Now it is at OU and in graphic design and stuff, and it looks
really clean,
really nice, really clean. I bet he got an A on this project, or he should.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Hey, here we go. We got huge games this week, but there is no game bigger than the Battle of the Cattle. We got Hereford versus Caprock. The Rocks going over to the Herd. Caprock 5-0, first time since 1971. John Mark, Seth Parr, and the Longhorns are on a roll.
Would you have thought this would have been a big game back in July? I mean, credit to Caprock. They're on a roll. They have a lot of confidence. They believe in themselves. They win close games. Now they come back from behind and win games going away. Going to Hereford, it will be probably, Lance, their toughest game to date. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
John Mark, I had a quick question. You've covered them as long as anybody around here playing at Groom. Biggest game since maybe their playoff game in 75,
I think it would have to be. I mean, I think Caprock is they're both on still getting the playoffs. But if you want to win a district title, and I still think district titles are important, I'm a dinosaur, but I think this is a big game for Caprock.
Dinosaur's
and I
Rex.
think, going on the road to Hereford, big challenge. Both teams will score a lot of points. Should be an offensive shootout. Should be a lot of fun.
If you want to go see what high school football in Texas is all about, get your fanny over there.
Well, Lance, one team that's kind of under the radar a little bit is Palo Duro, but they're 2-0 in district, and they host Dumas. What about that?
We got
game?
Daddy Parr, 2-0. His son's getting all the publicity now, Sether. But, hey, we talked about it many a time. They played Murderers Row with Tascosa PD and then Midland Lee. Tascosa, Amarillo High, Midland Lee. Lost all 3 of those, but they've rebounded 2-0 in district. Healthy running backs. And they're looking like they're going to be a playoff team.
Well, getting Ty Hicks back a couple of weeks ago was huge, and like you're saying, having played those really tough teams, it's kind of set them up for a run during the district race, and playing Dumas, which won't be easy. But should they win, they'll be 3-0 in district, and will share first place with the winner of Caprock and Hereford.
Hey, let's get into some 1-1A real quick. I mean, you played that level. It's the best football we have up here right now, top to bottom. what they do in the state runs. And we got Canadian Sunray kicking off District 1-1A, Division 1. Canadian, #1 in the state, undefeated, averaging 45 points a game, giving up 13. They are just rolling. Sunray's at 4-2. But you know, they are used to that competition and want the upset.
Well, Sunray plays Canadian virtually every year and has it in district play, so they're not intimidated by Canadian as so many teams can be. So you can kind of take that factor away. But, boy, the Wildcats are on a roll and just scoring points in bunches, and they're just going to be hard for Sunray just to get stopped enough for Sunray to get out. Get a little bit of advantage on them. They're just going to be that tough to stop.
And one thing that doesn't slump, John Mark, as you know well, is great linemen, and Canadian has them in Chappell, the young man who committed to Missouri on both sides, and then obviously Ryan Alexander, you know, the returning Division 1A Defensive Player of the Year.
Right,
so
right.
Two great players that you got to block all day, which is really gets difficult.
Yeah, you think about Canadian, you think about their passing attack and everything, but they've got a lot more than that.
The cat fight.
The cat fight, I like it.
Cat fight. All right.
We got the battle of the cattle and the cat fight.
We got it all.
We have it all. We also have Bushland going to Friona. I was out there last week watching Bushland and Muleshoe go at it. John Mark, one of the better games I've seen last 10 years I've watched, just as far as excitement. But here's a trap game, as you like to call them. I like that term you use, with Friona, who's had a nice year, but Bushland's coming off an emotional win.
Well, they are. That was my first thought was, can Bushland recapture that emotional edge that they obviously had against Muleshoe to stop their 30-game regular season winning streak? If they can, they should win at Friona. If they can't, Friona's just good enough to knock them off.
Exactly. Hey, we are already at the Backyard Spa Leisure Player of the Week.
You saw him, Lance, didn't you?
I saw him. Mason Harris of Bushland, man. I mean, he didn't have like this one great play, John Mark, but when you're in a game, you always see a couple of players who go, man, that guy was on every tackle, or that guy did this and that guy did that. But maybe, and Mason Harris did that for Bushland, all right? He's a senior captain, threw a touchdown pass on a halfback option, caught a TD pass, clutch pass, and then throughout the game ran for 83 clutch yards against a Muleshoe defense that has some real stars.
Just kind of did a little bit of everything and kind of made a difference in the game that could have gone either way.
Either way, 10 turnovers in the game too. Crazy game and just a wonderful game to watch.
Well,
so,
congratulations to Mason.
Lightning round.
Okay, now we're at the lightning round where we can pick games as fast as possible and make ourselves look as foolish as possible. Lance, you were 7-1 last week. I was 6-2.
Yeah,
not
excellent.
too bad.
We'll take that every week.
Yeah, we will. So let's get started with this week's games. Home, Dons are on a little bit of a roll, but I tell you it's going to be tough. But I think PD wins this one, Lance.
Coach Bird does a great job up at Dumas. I mean, their defense is going to come aggressive. The Dons' running attack will run to a win. Whoo! I'm going to go with the road at home. Let's give them their props.
I think Chris Perez will find enough holes in the Childress defense, and the road wins this. I'm going to go with the Ranchers. I got Steven Spillman in here. He's he's an honorary Rancher, and so I'm going to go with Laquan, the big guy, and Boys Ranch.
Wow, I can't pick against Lozano. By the way, Coach Lozano, Boys Ranch, the last time Caprock was that magic's all there. Last time they were 5-0, he was the quarterback. He's going to coach this team to a win at home. Ooh, the battle of the cattle. How can I go against the Rock? My gosh. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Caprock.
Well, I went against the Rock last week. That's one of my L's. But I'm going to go with the homestanding Whitefaces in a close one. They score on the last. They get the last possession and they win this one.
Respect the Rock.
And I do respect the Rock, but I'm going with Hereford by just a little bit.
You know, by the way, that's one of the great scenes in all of football.
It should be a fun atmosphere. I'm going to go Spearman on this one. They had a little bit of have a loss, but Dimmitt's improving, but I'm going Spearman.
Spearman at home. The Lynx are rolling. Valley at Crest. Are you kidding me? The Kangaroos are on a roll. 5-1. You didn't even know I knew that. Look at that. The Roos are on a roll, but Valley has so much tradition. Coach Brett will get it done.
Hey, Brett Tyler's been around a long time. I'm going to go with Valley. Well, Sandy's dominate this series. They'll dominate it again Thursday night.
Sandy's defense is so good this year. Lubbock High hasn't won yet this year. They're going to struggle. That alone, they could win a 5-0 game, but this will be like 55-5. Hey, I watched Dancing with the Stars, and I'm proud of it. Right here, I'll go on camera and say that. It's definitely Kurt Warner.
Oh, I got to go with Kurt Warner. He's the man out there on the dance floor, and he'll take it.
Real quick, does he look huge out there? This is a small quarterback in the NFL. He's the tallest guy out there, except for Fox.
He's 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
The lightning round is over.
Hey, as we roll into our games, John Mark, we just have a great setup online. Our crew does a great job back at the office on Friday nights. We have a wonderful website to watch, one of the best in the state. When I go to games, once we hit the playoffs, you cannot imagine how many compliments we get on our website. Like even coaches after a loss, one coach said, "Man, that website you guys have is unbelievable."
I wonder how many people get their laptops out and just see what scores are at halftime, because there's so many games that are updated for each quarter, and that's done by a lot of people calling in their results, and we certainly appreciate the effort that they go into. And now you can get your scores in so many different ways, including now you've got a mobile site, which
Love
is
the mobile.
if I'm right, m.pigskinreview.com. So, I mean, there's no excuse for you not to go through the Globe News and get updated scores every Friday night, because that's the place to be.
Read our blogs, tweet us, let us know what you guys want to see, what we need to do different, what we're doing well. We'd love to hear from you, and let's keep that thing going. We'll see you later.
We'll see you next week.